Archimedes is a name etched into the scrolls of history. A man whose genius spanned the disciplines of mathematics, physics, engineering, and invention. Born in the ancient city of Syracuse around 287 BCE, Archimedes was far more than just a thinker. He was a visionary. A scientist whose mind operated centuries ahead of his time. Even today, nearly 2.5 millennia later, we continue to learn from and be inspired by the legacy he left behind. He wasn't just solving problems of the past, he laid the groundwork for the future. From calculating volume to defending cities with war machines, Archimedes blurred the line between imagination and applied science. Before we get started, like, subscribe, share, and comment below to support this community of thinkers, truth seekers, and lifelong learners. Let's begin with his early years. Archimedes was born in a city that, while small by today's standards, was a thriving hub of culture and commerce. Syracuse sat on the coast of Sicily and had both Greek and Roman influences, which shaped Archimedes' education. His father, Phidias, was an astronomer, and it's believed that Archimedes inherited not only his love for the stars but also his methodical curiosity from him. He studied in Alexandria, Egypt, a city known for its magnificent library and concentration of intellectual minds. There, he likely encountered the work of Euclid and other great mathematicians. What set Archimedes apart, however, wasn't just his brilliance. It was his application of theory to practical, often ingenious, solutions. One of his most famous inventions is the Archimedean screw, a device still used today to raise water for irrigation. It's a helical tube inside a cylinder that lifts water when rotated. Simple in concept, revolutionary in impact. Legend has it that he designed it to help Egyptian farmers irrigate their fields more efficiently. Another story, perhaps the most famous, is the Eureka moment. Archimedes was tasked with determining whether a crown made for the king was solid gold or fraudulently mixed with silver. As he stepped into a full bathtub, he noticed the water level rose and realized he could measure the volume of an irregular object by water displacement. Overcome with excitement, he ran through the streets, shouting Eureka, meaning "I have found it." This wasn't just a quirky story, it marked a foundational moment in the study of fluid mechanics. His writings on hydrostatics, including the law of buoyancy, remain fundamental even in today's scientific study. Archimedes' approach was based on observation, experimentation, and logic. He was doing applied physics before the term even existed. And his mathematical works? They were astonishing. He approximated pi with incredible precision for his time. He developed formulas to calculate surface area and volume for spheres, cylinders, and more centuries before calculus existed. In fact, modern calculus owes much of its foundation to the principles Archimedes devised. Comment below if you've ever been inspired by a simple idea that led to a big discovery. But Archimedes wasn't confined to the study halls of math and physics. He was also a brilliant military engineer. When the Romans besieged Syracuse, Archimedes designed war machines that kept them at bay for years. He created catapults, pulleys, and even mirrors said to reflect sunlight and set enemy ships ablaze, though historians still debate that last one. Regardless, his defensive inventions were so effective that the Roman general Marcellus gave strict orders to spare his life if captured. Tragically, that order was not followed. Despite his fame, Archimedes was succumbing a soldier during the siege. The story goes that Archimedes was deep in thought, drawing diagrams in the sand. He reportedly told the soldier, "Do not disturb my circles," and was harassed on the spot. His passing was a monumental loss to the ancient world. Yet his work lived on. His writings influenced Islamic scholars, Renaissance thinkers, and Enlightenment scientists. Galileo called him his greatest inspiration. Newton, centuries later, credited Archimedes as a giant on whose shoulders he stood. What's so striking about Archimedes is how relatable his process was. He asked questions. He observed. He tested. He failed. And he tried again. This cycle of trial, error, and persistence is the very process we rely on today. In a world obsessed with immediate results, Archimedes reminds us that slow, deliberate thought can change the course of history. Even today, his influence is seen everywhere in physics, architecture, engineering, and education. He was more than a historical figure. He was a symbol of the curious mind. So what can we learn from him now? That your observations matter. That one question can change the world. That the simplest solutions are often the most brilliant. Thank you for watching, Brilliant Minds. May the spirit of curiosity and wonder that fueled Archimedes also inspire you to question, explore, and discover. Until next time, stay curious and keep seeking.